Did you know that one single man once brought almost the entirety of Europe to its knees, only to lose absolutely everything because of one fatal mistake? His name was Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon wasn't born into royalty. He was a mere soldier. Yet driven by his brilliant military genius and fearless ambition, he crowned himself the Emperor of France. His very name struck terror into the hearts of kings, and his grand army was feared as an invincible force. From Austria to Prussia, Napoleon conquered one superpower after another. Wherever he marched, victory followed. It seemed as though no force on earth could ever halt his unstoppable rise. But in 1812, Napoleon made a catastrophic blunder. He decided to invade Russia. Leading a massive, unprecedented army of nearly 600,000 soldiers, he marched into the unknown, confident of a swift victory. However, the Russians chose a deeply psychological strategy. Instead of engaging in direct battle, they retreated deeper into their vast lands, burning down their own cities, crops, and supply stores to ashes. Napoleon was advancing, but his army was left with nothing to eat. And then, Russia's deadliest ally entered the battlefield, the brutal, merciless winter. Temperatures plunged far below zero. Surrounded by an endless sea of ice, French soldiers had no warm clothing and no food. Thousands froze to death where they stood, collapsing from starvation. Powerful war horses collapsed in the deep snow, and heavy cannons sank into the icy mud. The mighty army that set out to conquer the world was now entirely helpless against nature's wrath. Napoleon's pride was being buried in the freezing Russian snow. When a defeated Napoleon finally ordered a retreat, the Russian army struck with ruthless guerrilla warfare. Arrows and blades rained down upon the starving, fleeing French troops. The white snowscapes turned into a horrific, blood-soaked graveyard. Out of that glorious army of 600,000, only a few thousand skeletal survivors managed to make it back alive. The grand army that once shook the foundations of the world was practically annihilated. Seeing Napoleon at his weakest, his European enemies united once more. And finally, in 1815, at the legendary Battle of Waterloo, Napoleon was dealt his ultimate, crushing defeat. His glorious reign was permanently shattered. Captured and stripped of his power, he was exiled to a remote, desolate island in the middle of the ocean, St. Helena, where he spent his final days in absolute isolation. History still remembers Napoleon. Was he a hero or a tyrant?